The Hidden Life of Laurie Eisenberg. Larry Eisenberg was born in Idaho in 1950. He spent his entire life in the state he loved, surrounded by forests and lakes. From a young age, Larry believed in hard work, discipline, and honesty. These values guided him throughout his life. Larry attended the University of Idaho, where he earned a degree in forestry. After graduating, he built a successful career in the lumber industry and eventually became an executive. He was known as tough, disciplined, and extremely careful with money. In 1974, Larry married his first wife. They had 2 children together, a daughter named Jessica and a son named Dean. Larry raised his children with strict principles: work hard, be honest, and never waste anything. After many years, the marriage ended quietly once the children were grown. Later in life, Larry met Laurie Barnes through the Coeur Chamber of Commerce. By the time they became a couple, both of their previous marriages had ended. They presented themselves as 2 people starting a new chapter together. Laurie Barnes was born in 1953. Her childhood was very different from Larry's. Her childhood was in extreme poverty within a strict religious environment. Her family often moved from place to place, sometimes squatting in abandoned farmhouses. Despite this difficult upbringing, Laurie developed a charming personality. She had a warm smile and an infectious laugh that made people trust her. At 19 years old, she married Stephen Barnes. Together, they had 6 daughters. For many years, Laurie appeared to be a devoted mother who created a stable home. Her children later described their early life as structured and loving. After more than 20 years of marriage, Laurie and Stephen divorced in 1996. At 43, Laurie moved to Coeur d'Alene, Idaho to start over. She became deeply involved in community work and was eventually named Volunteer of the Year. She rose to become the executive director of the North Idaho Housing Coalition, a nonprofit organization managing federal housing funds. To the public, Laurie appeared to be a respected community leader. When she married Larry, their blended family included 8 children and many grandchildren. They owned a secluded cabin they lovingly called Our Paradise. Friends described their marriage as perfect. Larry trusted Laurie completely. On February 13, 2018, the day before Valentine's Day, Larry and Laurie went out on a boat before sunrise. They planned to watch the dawn and enjoy breakfast together afterward. According to Laurie, something went wrong with the boat's motor. Larry leaned over to check it and suddenly fell into the icy water. She claimed he showed stroke-like symptoms before falling in. However, Laurie waited nearly 2 hours before calling 911. When rescuers arrived, Larry was gone. The lake water was near freezing, making survival impossible for more than a few minutes. Larry's body was recovered weeks later. The autopsy revealed something shocking. Larry did not drown. He died from diphenhydramine toxicity, an overdose of Benadryl. The amount found in his body was far beyond a normal dose. This was no accident. It was homicide. Investigators uncovered a hidden truth. Laurie had been embezzling over $500,000 from the nonprofit organization. She used fake invoices and shell companies, some in her daughter's names. Federal investigators were closing in. Prosecutors believed Larry was about to discover the truth. They argued that Laurie killed him to prevent exposure, divorce, and financial ruin. In 2019, Laurie pled guilty to federal fraud charges and was sentenced to 5 years in prison. In 2020, she was charged with first-degree murder. In 2021, Laurie entered an Alford plea to second-degree murder. She was sentenced to life in prison with parole eligibility after 30 years. Laurie Eisenberg will remain incarcerated until at least 2050. Larry's children were left without closure. A man who believed in honesty and hard work was betrayed by the person he trusted most. This case serves as a reminder. Sometimes the people closest to us hide the darkest secrets.